Okay. Hey everyone, so let's get into assets. So first of all, this session will just cover the setup of assets. So this is just really the steps you'll need to take if you're really changing anything major about your assets setup, or you want to change something about the way your assets fundamentally work. So first of all, we create depreciation profiles. So if we open AX here, and we just close this, and we get into the test system, what will happen is we'll go into our assets module, fixed assets. We'll then go into the setup and we'll go into depreciation profile. So depreciation profile, this indicates basically what this setting does is this tells you or tells the system how often you'd like to run your depreciation and what method. So Home Timber and Hardware is using Mitre 10's default depreciation profiles, and they only use straight line service life. You can use a bunch of others, but currently as it stands we only use straight line service life. We do a depreciation by the year, which is financial, and we do the period frequency by financial period. Okay, so what that means is, since Home Timber and Hardware's fiscal year is based upon 445 weeks, every fiscal period will count as one unit of the straight line service life. So regardless of whether there's 4 weeks or 5 weeks in a period, it'll still get the same amount of depreciation in that period. So that's that. And now if we move on to value models. So value models we use to determine the layer that the depreciation occurs in. So again, to get there, we go to fixed assets, setup, and value models. Okay, so ignore this one because this is a test system and I've just been playing, but we mainly set up 6 value models. So Home Timber and Hardware, there is depreciation on this. And we're using always the default depreciation profile. Now the reason why I've separated between Home Timber and Hardware and Home Timber and Hardware company stores is, as you'll see later, you use value models to determine what main account the depreciation, asset at cost, and all of the financial elements post to. So we've got HTH company stores, again depreciation DEF. And over here we've got non-depreciation. Okay, so you need a value model for an asset before you can acquire it. So the reason why we have to create non-depreciation value models is because HTH and Mitre 10, they have land which doesn't depreciate. So we need to use these two for company stores land and HTH non for HTH land assets. Then we've got Mitre 10. We're not using this currently, but I foresee that in the future, if Mitre 10 assets come across, we'll then need to use them. And then we've got a tax value model. So this means over there, the posting layer is the tax. So as you can see in all the others, the posting layer was always current, which means it hits the ledger. Tax model means the posting layer is in the tax. So we can run 2 depreciation books really. So the normal, what we report, and then what we report to the taxman. So that's our value models, very important concept. And then we've got asset groups, right? So asset groups, as well as a combination of value models, will determine where all the postings go to. So we subscribe to Mitre 10's groups. So you can see we've got buildings there, we got comp, we got equipment, we got fixtures and fittings, land, leasehold, motor vehicles, plant material, and software. So that's your fixed asset groups. And then you get to your fixed asset posting profiles. Now these are very important. So this will determine where all of the postings for your asset journals go to. If you find any errors in your fixed assets, generally if it's to do with a ledger not posting, the reason could be found within the posting profiles. So if you look here, under acquisition, we've set up all of the different combinations with different main accounts. So if we use value model HTH and it's built-in, then it needs to go to assets at cost built-in, right? So if we use Home Timber and Hardware company store for built-in, you can see it goes to a different main account. So same with the land, right? So no depreciation, the group is land, and we want it to go to assets at cost land. Okay, so as you can see, the main ones are acquisition and depreciation that you need to set up. These will be set up and we'll test them quite thoroughly. But that is pretty much how to set up the assets, just to set up. The next video will run through asset, acquiring an asset, as well as, if we have time, depreciation and adjustments and probably disposal. But I think that's a good intro for now, so cool.